over half a century, the sprawling Van Drent circuit in the Netherlands has been hosting World Championship motorcycle events. And all of that, give or take a few off-track excursions, has happened on tarmac. But not today, I tell you. Not today. Because this is motocross, and we like it dirty. This is the Grand Prix at Assen, MXGP style. 24 hours a day for the last 4 days, trucks have been coming in and out of the circuit, bringing with them the finest Dutch military-grade sand and lovingly moulding it into the form of an MXGP track. And from where I'm sitting, it's looking pretty awesome. This weekend is that it's new for everybody and a completely level playing field, which is pretty apt considering we're in the Netherlands, which is the flattest country in the world. But what isn't going to be so flat is the MXGP Championship chase, because simply by finishing ahead of Gauthier Paulin, Roman Febvre could win the 2015 MXGP Championship title. And if you're excited about that, can you imagine how excited he is? And please don't get me started on MX2, because who knows what's going to happen there. This weekend is going to be legendary.
Jordan Lieber, 33, standing Conswick, Yamaha, Yamalu.
Dean Ferris, 111, Wilbo Neston, Husqvarna Factory Racing.
The start straight here at Assen is nice and wide. Into a first turn that is also pretty wide on the entry, but just turns slightly more than 90 degrees. Then we have a short straight. The left turn at turn 2 has a slight crest, and then we lead straight away into these 6 waves, and they will get very deep indeed. At the end of the straight, we have a hairpin 180. Back in the opposite direction into another 180 right in front of the main grandstands, and then we hit the first of the Monster Energy jumps. A short tabletop, taking the riders down what would have been a back straight, except for this little kink through the right, left, and then back through the right-hander. And then right at the end of the straight, towards the end of the grandstands, a slightly larger tabletop into a 180 banked right-hander. Again, it will get very, very bumpy through there. On the gas, already starting to rough up as they head towards the Ippon jump. And again, a slight crest going into this next left-hander, 90 degrees. And then we head on into the infield section, mostly the paddock area actually. Again, over a slight rise. Waves on the way up and on the way down after the amount of riding that had already been on the circuit, but you can see how deep it is, how hard the riders having to work just to keep the bike up in a straight line. Lots of small braking bumps Big acceleration bumps on the exits of the turns as well. The sand really loose and really deep. The riders having to fight all the way around this Assen circuit. Through this long sweeping left-hander. And then through this right. And this is actually the final corner on the racetrack. Already starting to hole out. This is the approach to the Monster Energy finish line jump. Not the biggest jump in the world, but it's the finish line jump all the same. And the riders land on the start straight to embark on another lap here in Assen. For the Italian J-Tech Honda squad, it's been a mixed year for their riders Jens Getterman and Sever Bulyakov, but ultimately a successful one for EMX rider Nick Kuenberg.
It's been some rough years. I was I tried to make it into the GPs. I was not ready for it, but it was the only chance I had, so it didn't work out so well. I had some bad injuries. I've been kicked out everywhere. You know, if you do bad, you know, that's a sport. You do bad, they kick you out. I've been gone for years, actually, and somehow I just woke up someday and I saw the Europeans, and I think like, all right, I can win here. So it's been tough so far, actually. I never been for a complete season or so far away for going for a championship. So it was new to me, but from the moment I left Lommel last year, I said I want to go for the championship. This year I'm just for myself here. I do everything for myself. I have a great team behind me, and you know, you have to work out together. But on the end of the day, if you're there in a week, you train, you need to do it for yourself. And I really found out that's the key to win a championship. It's crazy to win like a championship in your hometown. You've been traveling the world all year, and to make the final in your own country is just amazing. You know, many people, friends, they all can come to here, and you know, they can see it paid off. And I did my own thing, and it's amazing. You know, it's really surreal.
This last races, like 4 GPs, I can go because I have old injuries and they didn't heal up well. And yeah, the last one was in Latvia. I catch the rear wheel of another rider and a big crash, and then another guy was just jump on me, and while I was staying, and he destroyed complete the right side of my body, and I went to the hospital, and then we checked out everything, and it was really bad situation with the ankle and the shoulder. So I have to quit now for 2 months of the racing, of the bike training, and that's really sad.
Before the season started, I had so much fun on the bike, everything was going so well, but then when the season started, I missed that feeling. I don't know why. Normally I'm the opposite. I'm more bad in training, and on the weekend when the races are there, I'm pretty good. Only I expected a lot from myself. It's not easy. Every guy is going all for it, and I think I can do more than I already showed this year.
For next year, we stay in Honda. We will have, I think, a better cooperation that also this year we had. We will have 2 riders in GPs and 2 riders in European. We are looking for 2016 now.
a great event here. The people of Assen have really embraced the MXGP riders. Let's see what they make of the racing on a brand new track. It's time for MX2 Race 1.
When the gate dropped for MX2 Race 1, all eyes on Pauls Jonas and Tim Geiser and Max Anstey, but it was Davy Puchis who grabbed the foxhole shot. Max Anstey was well placed, took Covington for third at turn 3. But it was Puchis who still led his teammate. But at the end of the first lap, Pauls Jonas snatched the lead from the young Dutchman and looked to pull clear. Max Anstey also went through on Puchis and got himself up into second as Harry Kulas started to pull through the field. Puchis then made a mistake and started to get caught by the rest of the pack. Tim Geiser on the Garibaldi Honda was next, and then Anstey looped out of second position. Julian Lieber went through. Anstey rejoined the race way down the order. Picked himself up in 14th and had a hard charge back through the field. Valentin Guillot, riding with a shoulder injury, was off track on more than one occasion. Eventually came home in 15th, but Tim Geiser, riding like a man possessed in the sand this weekend, was charging onto the rear wheel of Pauls Jonas. The two battled over the lead, and the two championship contenders were pretty much banging bars until Geiser found his way through with 5 laps to go. Thomas Covington was well placed in 5th, but had a hard job fending off the challenge of Harry Kulas on the 151 Husqvarna. He went through with a handful of laps to go as well. But Tim Geiser was a man on a mission. He won out from Jonas and Lieber. Coming into the second race, crunch time between Jonas and Geiser. Max Anstey's 9th place in race 1 sees him almost 50 points down on the two leaders. Effectively, his championship is over, but it's still mathematically possible. But Geiser needed a good jump, so too did Jonas. They charged down into turn 1. Karel Kutsar was the first to go down. And then Pauls Jonas lost the front end in front of Max Anstey. And the Red Bull KTM rider, the championship leader, surfed his way off the side of his bike and down at turn 1. Geiser clipped the handlebar as he went through. And as Jonas picked up his bike, the front brake was hanging off the side of it. But it was once again Davy Puchis who took the lead as Jonas rejoined the race. Carnage at turn 3. And there you see the damage on the Red Bull KTM of Jonas, who came in at the end of the first lap. The team disconnected the brake hose and the caliper, and he rejoined the race a lap down as his young teammate once again led for the first few laps. Wasn't long though before Max Anstey, number 99, found his way through into the lead as Jonas looked to unlap himself. But then it all went wrong for the second of the Red Bull KTM riders. Puchis out of the race as Geiser once again scythed his way through the field, passing Brent van Donnick to get himself up into 4th. He then went after Jeremy Seewer. And before long, Geiser was up into 2nd place. Jonas still charging hard through the pack. It was Anstey, though, who took the checkered flag. Geiser was 2nd, Seewer 3rd. Jonas came home in 13th place. And it wasn't just about the Grand Prix victory for Tim Geiser. It was all about the red plate, which he'd already taken from the front of the Red Bull KTM.
welcome back to part 2 of our adventure in Assen. We've just had the press conference where Team Italy of the Motocross of Nations has just been announced. Usually there aren't any surprises in the team, with 2 former world champions being on the books. But this year, neither Antonio Cairoli nor David Philippart has been selected, despite them probably being fit to race in Ernée. Instead, it will be Ivo Monticelli, Samuele Bernardini and Michele Cervelin, which has caused a little bit of a stir with David Philippart.
Yeah, the federation decide he won't go with a young rider. For me, it's good. He won't go with the young rider, but I'm riding for my federation, and normally I won't go. Because my first nation 2005, now is 10 years, no?
But the Nations is still 4 weeks away and we have a championship on the line. And Yamaha Factory Racing have a little bit of help from Monster Energy this weekend. They've just signed a 3-year deal to be title sponsor from 2016. Let's see if that makes a difference as we head into MXGP Race 1.
The calm before the storm, but when the gate dropped for MXGP Race 1, it was Max Nagel who grabbed the foxhole shot on his Red Bull Ice 1 Husqvarna. All eyes, though, on the battle between Paulin and Fevre on what was a big weekend in MXGP. Sean Simpson went down at turn 3 after making a good start, but he quickly remounted and by the end of the first lap came around in 7th position. Nagel, though, got his head down, but not for long. First, it was Bobashev who went through, and then quickly followed by the 21 of Gauthier Paulin. Sean Simpson then found himself challenging for Nagel, got himself into 3rd and went after the 2 HRC Hondas. Glenn Koldenoff, riding in front of his home fans, did a great job of fending off the challenge in 5th place from the championship leader, Romain Fevre, as the 2 Honda riders had a miscommunication and almost took each other out, allowing Sean Simpson to get closer to the action. Paulin led, Todd Waters almost fell, and Jeremy Van Hoorbeek was quiet in 7th. Bobashev rode in 3rd place, but out of nowhere Sean Simpson pounced, took the lead from Paulin, who got caught behind a backmarker. Romain Fevre couldn't find a way past Glenn Koldenoff and had to stay there in 5th place as Paulin fell but didn't lose any time. Sean Simpson was in a class of his own, though, and the Hitachi Revo KTM rider went on to win Moto number 1. Paulin was 2nd, Bobashev was 3rd, Romain Fevre came home in 5th. Romain Fevre, Sean Simpson, Gauthier Paulin, the 3 main riders in Moto number 1, but coming into race 2, a lot was at stake. The MXGP world title. As it stood before the gate drop, Gauthier Paulin needed to beat Romain Fevre. Romain Fevre needed to finish 2 places clear of Gauthier Paulin. Davide Guarnieri went down. Romain Fevre was well placed in 3rd as Paulin was buried mid-pack. His teammate, though, Bobashev, was leading the charge once again. Dean Ferris made a great start but ran off track. That dropped him down to 4th as he tried to find a way past Boutron. Fevre did go through into 2nd with that pass on Boutron, but then Dean Ferris got it wrong at the same time as Romain Fevre passed Boutron to go into 2nd. The Australian getting it wrong coming out of that right-hand turn. Gauthier Paulin knew he had to pull out all of the stops if he was to take the title chase to the penultimate round. Bobryshev rode his luck a little at times, and all the while Roman Febvre was closing in on the 777 as his team looked on anxiously. Eventually though, at the halfway point in the race, Febvre put that pass on Bobryshev to take the lead. Sean Simpson was in third, being chased by Koldenhoff, who found his way through. Bobryshev then also went missing, eventually coming home in fifth place. But as it stood, with Roman Febvre leading the way, not even this pass on his teammate would be enough for Gauthier Paulin, because that left him in fourth place behind Koldenhoff and Simpson. But Roman Febvre kept his head down, he took the checkered flag, and it was he who was crowned world champion in MXGP in 2015. For Roman Febvre, it's job done. But for the rest, it's back to the day job.
Monday morning, hey, I love the rain. Did you recover from the weekend?
A little bit sore, but getting better. Anyway, let's get back to the day job. Morning.
Morning.
Hey boss, this is all the new arrivals of stock. Where am I hitting with this pallet?
Was this the Thor shipment that just arrived?
Yeah.
Okay, so this needs to head to R4 level 2, which is just down there.
Okay.
Brain, lunch break's over. We're only halfway. We've got thousands more orders to pick, pack up, and ship out. Time to get back to it. Come, let's go.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh wait, I've got an idea.
You're done, mate. I'll finish this up for you.
Great job, guys. That was the last box. We're done for the day.
Hey guys, 6:15. Day is over. Good job, guys. Let's go net.